Twinkle, we had the camera shut down because we ran out of memory on our card, but let's pick up where we left off there. And so you feel better. You look like you feel much better. Describe how you're feeling again.
I'm feeling better, definitely better throughout my body. I saw the little weight bearing work to do so that pain doesn't come back up when I'm on my feet. But there's something else that I wanted to mention, and that is that after my gallbladder removal, I continued to have, and this wasn't constant, it was just a nagging, aching, uncomfortable feeling that was, I wouldn't really say frequent and constant, but more occasional. But when it happened, it was, and I would get that right in the same area. And there's a lot of people out there that I've had conversations with over the years, people that also had their gallbladders removed after CRPS, and they describe it as wings, a feeling of, and this is after the removal, pain that lingers like wings. I haven't had that in 2 days, and it's usually every day, but only for like 2-3 seconds at a time, maybe 2-3 times a day. I get that. And I have not had that for 2 days. I don't know if that has any, this is not, it's not been diagnosed, but this isn't all about CRPS. I mean, it is for me, definitely. It's a CRPS thing. But with the secondaries, I started thinking about it, like, wow, that's not there. So this is a good thing.
Right. And how long has it been since you had your gallbladder removed?
2013, 12 and 13.
And you've had these symptoms since
Yes.
the gallbladder?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the first time in about 3 years?
Yes.
Great.
That I haven't felt it yet.
That's great.
Since yesterday.
So we're sleeping better.
Yes.
Some of the gallbladder removal pains.
Mm-hmm. Stomach or in the stomach pain. Mm-hmm. Stomach ache. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Feeling of things loosening up. Leg pain's gone.
Left leg, really good. I don't feel no pain in the left. Little pain. I mean, this leg feels good. Little. I mean, very little to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
This arm feels good, and we're going to work on this because when I woke up today, it was better, and hopefully by this evening it will be also.
And Twinkle, just so people know, we're not doing massages.
Right. This is
people
more
get us
of
confused.
Yes. No. I want to let me help with that. It's more maybe trigger point or areas of certain areas of our body that really tighten up, and it's not a painful. I mean, there's nobody like making hamburger in you or spanking a meatloaf or something like that. It's very different, and it actually it's not really that painful. This was painful for me, but this is because these things I've guarded this arm, whereas I don't really guard my foot because I'm weight bearing on it.
Can you kind of describe what happened to your shoulder though today? Like what we did with it?
Wrong range of motion, but as we moved it, and I know I'm kind of doing a pain behavior right now, and I apologize for that, but I can feel all this fibrous tissue, or however it's called, so tight, and as we moved it, pop, 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 and so this is good. This means that I can get my range of motion back. I actually had that range of motion today. I was able to do it all. I just did it I had to breathe through it. And a couple times I got distracted and didn't breathe properly because that's what pain can do with us.
Right.
And I had, so I had to I'm so looking forward to tonight or tomorrow. This is unbelievable. I've never had a treatment like this in my life. Non-invasive. It's not painful.
We're
I
not
mean, in other
doing
words,
any-
it's not an injection. It's not an invasive. Perhaps some people might feel pain from something. I don't know because, you know, being touched, the allergy or the hyperalgesia or something. But I am very much looking forward to tomorrow.
And a lot of RSD CRPS patients are very reluctant to come to something like this because they are scared of being touched.
Yes.
And it's hard for me to explain sometimes to them that this is not a painful treatment. He's not grabbing you, twisting you, bending
Yes.
you, that sort of thing. And especially the first day, it's very minimal
Yes.
touching.
Yes.
So yeah, please, if anyone ever mentions that, clarify that this is not something that's going to hurt.
This is not a traditional physical therapy treatment. This is not a you know, get right onto the band and you have to stretch and you have to stretch or you have to pull it from the wall or this is not on a bike or something like that that we're scared of. And also when it comes to the touching, a lot of people are fearful because blankets hurt them. Shoes hurt them. Even me, I've not wore a real pair of shoes in a long time. I did finally wear a pair of wedges last month, but their slippers are slipper boots. And a lot of people do the same thing, or my sandals. I'm fond of sandals. Because being touched can hurt. It can be hurt, and then we pull back. We're fearful. We don't want to be touched.
Is this like any other treatment you've ever had?
No, it's all its own. It's a very unique program, and not only am I benefiting from the physical assistance and reduction in pain, I'm also benefiting from the retreat aspect in that it's outside of our home, and our home becomes a pain trigger too because it's pain. That's where our pain started. And I don't know if that makes sense, but on a psychological, emotional level, it's reducing. To smell the air, it's a change, it's calm, and that the whole package is
All here. It's all
just,
here. All
it's
week.
all here, it's all here. It is all here.
You can rest.
Yes,
You can sleep when you want.
yes.
You can eat when you want. You
Yep.
can.
Click your game, check your media. You can do you have your treat, you know, and it's just amazing. I would absolutely recommend, especially people who are diagnosed in the first year, to come here first, because they can either stop it or and never have to get to the point of medications, whether that be an opioid or a nerve pain, anti-seizure type of medication. They may never have to go to stimulators, and mine's been my blessing, but a program like this was not an option for me in 2006. This had to be my option to be on minimal medications.
Mm-hmm.
And if we can get that, if I can help others to know that something like this is available before it tightens up, before it turns into all those extra things that happen with it.
Well, before someone suffers 16 years.
Yes. And if they are on their 10th year or the 12th year, guess what? There's a chance for you too.
Right.
It's been developed. It's here.
Do you see this program working for everyone?
I see
even
it-
those that haven't been diagnosed with CRPS.
Right. No. If for chronic pain, any kind of pain, fibromyalgia, back pain, failed back syndrome, all these different things that can absolutely. It's beyond that. It's the whole thing.
Hey Twinkle, quick question.
Yes.
You went through that that functional kind of physical therapy program that lasted for quite a while. You
Yes.
went every day and spent several hours there.
Yes.
In the progress that you made in that time doing that program, can you make any comparison to what you've achieved in just being here for 3 days with us, and the time, that time that you've actually spent in therapy with us? I mean,
So in 3 days, I would compare it to being to about the 4th week there.
that's great.
How many hours a day did you spend in that program?
8 hours a day, 7.5 hours a day, 5 days a week for 6 weeks.
Wow.
Holidays off. So 8 to 4, 8:30 to 4, I believe. But many of us would go at 8 because we also had homework. It was a whole goal setting and how we slept and things like this. So if we didn't do it before we came, and then we did a panel, everybody got around the table and the physician went through, the therapist went through all of us, but the functional restoration program didn't consist of anything like the MLT or manual ligament therapy. It was my physical therapy was based on me, and everybody had their own program, but it was like the bike and the best I got out of that, I have to be honest, was the psychological aspect to pain. I was able to get on a little balance board there for a while, and I tried to work on that. So I did absolutely get benefit, but it took a long time to get, and yeah.
So 7 hours a day
Yes.
times 3 is 105 hours. So you've gotten more out of
5 hours.
5
Because
hours with us.
it's breaking it up right away. It's not. Oh, how would I explain it? So you're not on a bike. You're not on a bike. Doing this. There's nothing breaking you up. Breaking up this tissue and these.
Adhesions, knots.
The knots and the tissue and all that. And I'm sure you might get your exercise, you might get some range of motion out of it, but you're not going to get anything like this.
Of those weeks that you spent there, Twinkle, did anyone ever explain any of that fascia tissue to you at all?
If they did, it was brief. It wasn't. No, but to be fair, the person that directed the program, he did on another level for me later, because I'd known him for so long, and I'm a question asked.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to learn.
Right.
And so he was very good about answering any of the questions that I asked. Well, sometimes I guess I talk too much, ask too many questions, but I have to learn it too.
And were any of those treatments one-on-one like you've been doing with ARC? And were they as informative or as knowledgeable as? Is it compared to anything like what you've experienced the last 3 days here?
In the program, one-on-one, I'm trying to, if we needed a one-on-one, of course, I was assisted with the balance board. That was one-on-one because I had to, learn how to do it. It wasn't just get on it, but it was still not the same. Not the same.
It's a little difficult to describe.
And there was no retreat.
No.
So potentially it could be an anxiety high rather than this would be an anxiety low. You're not going to have the anxiety. I mean, I'm trying to be very fair. I'm not putting the program down because it also helped me.
Right.
As overall, but it's different. It's very different. You go thinking, oh my God, I'm going to hurt today. All these things that are good for us, so right away, that or is okay for us becomes a fear. There's not really the fear. There's no fear atmosphere.
Here.
Right. You're like, oh my gosh, am I going to be something like that? But that's not that level of fear. We can be scared of something, like, oh, but a real fear that you're actually afraid, that doesn't exist here.
Right. And Dr. Glazer's here with us this week.
Yes.
Ark, of course, is here with us.
Yes.
Our whole crew is here, minus Dr. Forbes.
Yes.
Do you see anything, do you think we have any hidden agendas at all with this
I
program?
couldn't imagine. No hidden agendas, all forward agendas or open agendas. Perhaps the word might be transparent in that so many people have the option of healing. There's options. I'm a person, I very much believe in options, including pharmaceuticals, including a pain pill or an opioid. We need those out there, but not everybody needs to have them. I'll put it that way. So, I wouldn't want that. So going straight to healing, helping people, that we have the opportunity to feel better without ever having the downhill spiral that almost just becomes this diagnosis.
One thing we're really trying to do is we want to create, like the same thing you're talking about, having this program be the first line of defense.
Yes.
Let's try this first, and as soon as you get diagnosed, do this. Don't just say, okay, you need to go and get on gabapentin, you need to do this, you need to consider ketamine and this and that. Just say, go with this first.
Yes, because you could stop it in its tracks after your 5 or 7 days, or however, and you're just done. If people are in later 4, 5, 10, also consider it, because you might get your life back.
For sure.
You will get your life back.
And we've seen that a lot, actually. That's a great thing.
And Twinkle, we'll cut this off in just a minute. I know it's been a long interview. You and I talked probably a few weeks ago, I guess. You talked to Dr. Glazer on the phone on off. You finally met him.
Yes.
Have we misled you in any way? Have we told you anything?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Yes.
That's what we want people to understand is
and I hope.
We don't think we can cure everyone. We think we can help.
Yes.
We think we can cure a lot, and we know we can help a lot.
Yes.
And we don't try to make any claims that are untrue and that will mislead you into thinking.
I haven't been misled at all. Not at all. And I'm so much more comfortable now and people that know me know that I will go look somebody up. I'm going to go see, I'm going to go look, I'm going to research, I'm going to do these things, and I am here, and I'm here alone. This is the first time I've been without my family or my husband or my family in over 10 years, because I need them. I need some, but I'm here, and I said, let me, try to, and
yeah, okay.
I'd have been out of here if it would have been is something misled.
Sure.
Everybody knows I wouldn't tolerate something like that.
Well, your family's what, 45 minutes away?
About 45 minutes.
So they could drive out of
They could.
That's going home is an option.
Oh, I'm not leaving. I'm not leaving. I'm waiting for the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for the rest of it.
Well, good. We're glad you're here.
And I'm glad to be here. I'm absolutely glad to be here.
Okay, let's go eat some lunch.
Let's do it.